Colin, we are friends.
Forgive me. I do not know what I was thinking.
But I'd very much like to be more than friends. So much more.
Bridgerton is the most binged franchise in streaming history right now because it really maximizes what people love with period piece fantasies, but turns the notch way up when it comes to the steaminess. Viewers just can't get enough of the sizzling chemistry between the characters, and we can't turn away.
I burn for you.
We are gonna count down the 5 steamiest scenes in Bridgerton history. But guys, we couldn't go there too much because some of them are just not safe for work. Okay, coming in at number 5, we have Kate and Anthony's first kiss. They definitely kept the viewers waiting with that kiss after so much anticipation and so much tension. And it was right after Anthony said no to Kate's sister at the wedding, so there was even more, oh my gosh, they just did that. There was so much passion. And there is a fun fact with the scene. Simone, who plays Kate, said it was kind of hard for her to reach up and kiss because the corset was so tight. A big reason why the sex scenes are so sexy is because the intimacy coordinators, they're there on set to make sure everyone feels respected, comfortable, and safe.
And while speaking with Access Hollywood back in 2022, Simone praised the intimacy coordinators she worked with during all the sexy scenes with Jonathan.
You always say they're really animalistic with one another. It's something incredibly primal. And I think we got to work with an amazing intimacy coordinator who was really passionate about portraying female pleasure and normalizing it and not making it so taboo.
On our steamy scale, I give this 3 out of 5 fire emojis. And coming in at number 4, Daphne and Simon's wildest dreams sex montage. I mean, we should just call this episode the one with sex. We got sex on a bed, we got sex on a field, we got sex everywhere. They finally just got to know each other, and we saw most all of it. To make it even more steamy, we got Taylor Swift's Wildest Dreams playing in the background, and it just really amped up the sexiness. And a little secret about this montage is this was actually the first time the two shot anything together. So talk about like getting to know each other.
Season's 1 intimacy coordinator, Lizzie Talbot, chatted with Access Hollywood about how the scenes are like stunts.
If you're doing scenes of sustained intimacy for a long time, like they are exhausting, they're hard work. Like, you know, it's the same as sort of, you know, running for a long time. You're using sort of every muscle in your body to do all of these like intimate simulated sex scenes, and it can be really tiring.
On the fire emoji scale, I give it 3 out of 5.
Go inside.
What did I tell you about you and your orders?
At number 3, Anthony and Kate's garden scene. The will they won't they pair of season 2 finally have the magic happen when they run into each other in a garden. They first fight because, of course, as you know the couple, they do that. And then Anthony gives a passionate monologue saying how much he desires her, even though he doesn't want to. And then they made some love.
They've got this sort of a planetary alignment where they are each other's sort of moons in a way. And what's amazing about the Bridgerton ball is that it's when you see the families as intimate and just it's reduced and stripped down to family, which is at the heart of Kate and Anthony's world. So it makes sense that they leave their families together, they see them bond in this amazing, beautiful dance, and then they go outside, and through that moment, they're afforded the power to be able to overcome and succumb. And it was always an amazing read, and to perform it together was amazing because it's just we'd locked in, hadn't we? And we knew, it was a thrill.
On the fire emoji scale, I give this a 4 out of 5. We are getting steamy up in here.
Oh, do not get angry.
I'm not angry.
You look angry and bothered. Look at you, you're downright flushed.
Yes, that is what happens.
When one is angry.
When one burns for someone who does not feel the same.
You burn for me.
At number 2, Daphne and Simon's wedding night. Of course, this scene delivered the iconic I burn for you moment, but it also delivered some sexiness because right after that happened, the two finally made their love for each other known, and we're talking known.
Let us It's you I cannot sacrifice. I burn for you.
And a little tea on this scene is that Reggae said that all the intimate scenes really were tiring and exhausting, but especially this one because it required a lot more choreography. On the fire emoji scale, I give this a 4 out of 5. It was definitely hot, hot, hot.
Penelope,
I do not wish to speak with you.
please.
And finally, our #1 spot. I honestly don't know how we even top any of those steamy scenes, but somehow season 3 delivered with the Colin and Penelope carriage scene. This is all everyone can talk about with Bridgerton season 3. We have Colin, there's tension, and then all of a sudden Colin is confessing his love for Penelope, and then they make out.
Feelings like dreaming of you when I'm asleep, and in fact, preferring sleep because that is where I might find you. A feeling that is like torture, but one which I cannot, will not, do not want to give up.
And then they got to third base. They didn't go all the way, but somehow that third base resulted in a marriage proposal.
For God's sake, Penelope Featherington, are you going to marry me or not?
And we have a big fun secret that they actually told Access Hollywood while they were filming this. They really got into character, kissing. They did not hear the director yell, cut, 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 and they kept kissing for a little bit too long.
Andrew, our wonderful director of that block, he was amazing in letting us sort of explore different versions of the scene.
Yes.
You know, we'd do multiple takes and he'd say, let's try it slightly like this and slightly like that. And the carriages, it's not like we have like a specifically designed carriage that's got extra space for like a crew and a camera to be in. Yeah, they're really small, aren't they? So for the majority of any shot that was like filmed inside, it was just us in a carriage. And you know, we can see a screen going past us. We can't see the cameras.
Couldn't see the cameras, you know, everyone was there. So we got basically into the steamy stuff, and we sort of knew, you know, as I said, certain points we needed to hit, but then, you know, the director said, I'm going to shout stop, and it's when the carriage has stopped. And we're like, great. So we were doing it and going ahead, and then you keep going, and you're like, this feels like it's quite long.
Yeah.
And then in my head I'm going, but maybe that's fine, and it's for the edit. So we just kept going. We were like, all right, you know. But then at a moment I was like, this feels like it's really, like, I think maybe I'll just go, oh my God, we're here.
Yeah, you did,
And then Andrew came to the door, and he was like, what were you doing? We were like,
Why
what?
didn't you stop?
He was like, I was shouting, cut, cut.
Yeah.
And we just hadn't heard it.
Couldn't hear
so the
anything
whole
in
crew
there.
were just watching us. They were like, what are they doing?
Okay, on the steamy fire emoji scale, I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. It's my #1 spot for good reasons. And if you thought part 1 was steamy, I'm talking about that carriage scene, then you have no idea what's in store for part 2. I heard things get even hotter, hotter, hotter.